I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into a journey of faith, renewal, and self-discovery. We're talking to a terrific author. Her name is Candis Smith, and she has written a powerful book. It is called My Pathway Journal, 30-Day Journey of Spiritual Transformation. It is a powerful tool designed to help you deepen your connection with God, reflect on your purpose, and embrace personal growth. If you're looking for a guided way to strengthen your faith and cultivate gratitude, this journal is the perfect companion for your spiritual transformation. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Candice, great to see you here today. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you, Logan, for having me.
This is such a great idea, this Pathway Journal. Tell us how it helps readers strengthen their relationship with God.
Sure. Actually, it really helps because when you spend that personal time, in prayer, you just meditating and reflecting, it just really helps you just capture those moments, capture those thoughts. When you reflect on scriptures, meditating, it just helps you with those prompts, helps you reflect on those actions that you want to take, and you note it down. And it really takes that one step further in helping you to really be mindful in what are you going to do about it?
Mhm.
How are you really going to take those actions and put it into your next steps? And really take it in terms of what is God telling you to do? Reflecting on scripture. And then what I find is that you may come back to it. As you go through your day, you will be meditating and reflecting on it as you go through your day. So you're really mindfully taking action as you're going through your day, because whether you do it in the morning or you do it in the night, you find yourself coming back to it because you're thoughtfully reflecting on what's God telling you to do. And so you're really thinking about what actions and what thoughts are coming through your mind, and then really then how you're guiding your day. So for me, what I found is that it's really starting to change your behaviors, changing your thought pattern, changing your mindset. And for me, that's how I found that it's really helped myself and helped other readers who have used the journal to really change their course of their life, course of their spiritual connection, really help them to really understand scriptures differently and think about scriptures differently and how they apply scriptures to their own life.
Yeah, and they say it takes 30 days to create a habit. So if you can
Yes,
do it every day for this month, why not next month and the month
exactly.
after and the year after that and so forth? So it creates a wonderful habit. It is such a powerful tool for self-reflection and growth. Tell us some of the prompts that you have in there for people who would be doing the journaling.
Yeah, so it really starts with, I call it a cycle of renewal, restoration, and release.
Mhm.
So it's all about renewing the mind. So a lot of people come into you come in with something where you have to really think about what do you want to renew in your life?
Mhm.
And how is God trying to renew you? Renew your mind, renew your identity, who you are. How is God calling you to be a new being? And so a lot of the prompts is really about renewing your mind, thinking differently about yourself,
Mhm.
and really the things that you need to start to do differently when you think about who you want to be. What is the vision for yourself? What is the vision for that ideal person and ideal life that you want to be? And that's the prompts and the scriptures are really around that, and the actions that you need to take. And once you go through that phase, I call in that 30 days, then you go on to restoration.
Mhm.
And that restoration is then around what do you need to restore in your life now you think about that renewal process. So you've gone through that renewal process. What are the things you need to restore? Letting go of fear. Now you need to start to move from fear into faith. Now I
Mhm.
need to move from letting go of that fear and renewing with faith. I need to now restore faith in my life. How do you move from those things that I would used to walk in fear. Now I walk in faith. What are those action steps I need to take? And the challenges that held me back. Now I need to take and have a different view and walk into opportunities in my life. And then when you go into that, it's now I'm going to release, because now I need to think about, as I go, that I know to live a new life. What does that mean to live that new life? I need to let go. I call it, you need to let go of those stones that were holding me back. And I need to release those things so that I can step into the new life that I've called. And now I've now envisioned that. Now I'm going to release those things so that I can also walk into those new life. And that's called that resilience step. So now I've built the habits and the things so that I've now defined for my life. Now I have built those memory muscles, I call it, and I have the scriptures. I have those things that I've built and the tools that I've now empowered myself to release myself from the things that I have now built, and the toolkits I have now empowered myself to live this life and release myself from the things that held me back, so I can walk into the freeness of the new life that I've now called myself to be. So that's the things that I said when you call those prompts and the scriptures and the action steps that this book has helped you to allow the readers to have over the course of the 30 days.
Wonderful, wonderful. And it also seems to encourage gratitude and positivity in your daily
Yes.
life as well. Tell us about that aspect of it.
Yes, a lot of it I call it is the gratitude and the positivity, because it's really around, I call it, there's a lot of I am statements. So you take things when you say, what are the things that you would have a challenge? You take a challenge and you take it into a positive statement. What is that positive statement? So if you said, instead of you looking at negative, what is the things that you would want to make it positive? You take it into I call it I have state things that you want to say. What are the negative things in your life that you now see very differently? I want to say you take a challenge. Now, what's that challenge that now God has taken a scripture? Now find that scripture and what's God say differently about that thing that you're going to now change and write it in an action step that, or a fear that God has now spoken faith. And now you write it differently, and now you carry it differently in your life. So it's all about the mindset shift. And that, when you say gratitude and that positivity, because it's all around, again, that shift in your life. Because when you go through this 30 days, you want to come out in a place that you want to look at things in a very positive mindset, in a place where you feel uplifted, you feel growth. And it's about that transformation. So you want to feel that where you've started, you want to know that you've gone through that transformational shift in your life at the end, and you have the tools and the things that you know that you can look back at and see that growth over that period. So even if things come up, you can go back and say, nope, I know what I need to do,
Yeah.
that I can go back and reference that will not allow me to go back to that place where I once was.
Absolutely. Talk to us a little bit about the role goal setting plays in spiritual transformation.
Absolutely. So one of the things goal setting does is it allows you to say, I know that I want to be at this point. So that's why that 30 days is important. So I really didn't label it, I want to be here day one, day two, because sometimes when you do reflection can sometimes take longer. So I find myself will say, okay, yes, it might take 2 days sometimes, because when you start to unravel the things that are deep inside, you may say, I want to do 30 days, but sometimes you want to do 30 days, but 2 days it might take you 2 days to do one thing, or sometimes a day. You can finish something in a day. So you want to do it over the course of 30 days, but sometimes you can finish something in a day. Sometimes it may take 2 days to do something. So you can find yourself in that period taking longer on some things and short on some things. But that 30-day window is the length of time that you want to finish your course, right? But you have to set yourself markers and goals of things you want to accomplish. But you also have to be flexible, because you also have to give your time to work through things as they come. And goals are important because you've got to give yourself milestones and things that you have to work through, and that allows yourself to have accountability. And accountability is important, because accountability allows yourself to see where you're moving through and allows yourself to celebrate progress along the way. Big things and small things. And we always need to stop and look back at the progress made, and stop and celebrate the progress made, the big wins, the small wins.
Yeah.
And I look at it where when I do journaling, I look at the things when I started the day and I said, okay, I marked down, I said, I'm going to do this thing. And I look back at the end of the day and I said, okay, I was going to do these action steps. I
Mhm.
said, I was going to do these small things in my journal. And I said, okay, I was going to do something nice, or do the, say this prayer, or I committed to, being happy all day,
Mhm.
and being grateful, or saying that I'm gonna give thanks to some, or treat someone really nice, or be kind to these three people, or not complain
Mhm.
about these things in my life. And at the end of the day, me just looking back and looking back and being thankful that I had a great day and I didn't complain.
Yep.
That one thing that I did, and knowing that I had a great day and I didn't complain, is something that I accomplished, and I can celebrate that, right? And so for me, just having that one small goal is a small goal. It might mean nothing to some people, but for me, it's a
Mhm.
big deal. Because somebody who complains a lot and realize that one day I didn't complain, and having to do that sometimes 2, 3, 4 days,
Mhm.
that's building healthy habits. And if you're
Absolutely.
able to do that for a week, you actually realize that, you know what? I'm realizing I'm not complaining a lot. And then you find yourself being a much happier person over time, right? And so for somebody who's anxious a lot, if you're actually realizing I'm not really anxious anymore because I'm able to take breaths and actually
Mhm.
have a positive mindset, and I'm more grateful, and I'm able to be calmer about things and not worry anymore. They realize that I'm actually becoming a happier, and I'm happier, and I feel, I'm actually having a worry-free life, and my overall well-being is better. Those smaller things build up over time,
Mhm.
and people realize that, those small goals that I set turn out to be big wins over time. So from a goal setting perspective, I think it's important because those small goals turn out to be big wins.
Absolutely. If you can do it for a day, you can do it for a week. If you can do it for a week, you can do it for a lifetime. And that
Yes.
is great advice indeed. The name of the book is My Pathway Journal, 30-Day Journey of Spiritual Transformation. It is a powerful tool designed to help you deepen your connection with God, reflect on your purpose, and embrace personal growth. If you're looking for a guided way to strengthen your faith and cultivate gratitude, this journal is the perfect companion for your spiritual transformation. Candice, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me, Logan.
It's been my pleasure. I appreciate your wisdom and your insight to the folks at home. I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.